Hi, I'm David Lee, the Natural Resources Manager at Conserving Carolina. Over the past 10 years, we have been involved in some really exciting restoration projects, many of which have greatly benefited the French Broad River. Today, I want to share with you a couple of our more recent projects. But before I do, I want you to know that with all of our projects, we are going beyond just protecting the land and its natural resources. We're actually working to bring back wetlands, floodplains, healthy streams, and diverse forested landscapes that have been degraded and lost to human development over the last 100 years. These restoration projects have an amazing potential to benefit our native flora and fauna, including many species deemed threatened and endangered. But they are also really important for people too. These projects improve water quality by stabilizing eroding stream banks, filtering polluted runoff, and allowing groundwater to recharge. They assist in climate change mitigation and adaptation by sequestering carbon, preserving biodiversity, and buffering us from large storm events. These projects also greatly contribute to our need for outdoor recreation by providing public access for things like hiking, fishing, boating, and nature observation. These restoration projects show how connected we all are. As it turns out, people need many of the same things that birds and fish and other wildlife do. We all need a clean, healthy river, and we all depend on the ecological processes that nature provides. Restoration is an ambitious, hopeful, and necessary approach, even more so in the times that we're living in now. And that's why we're so excited to have numerous restoration projects in various stages along the French Broad River right now. You might have heard about the project we just completed on 103 acres at the mouth of Mud Creek on the French Broad River in Fletcher. One exciting component of this restoration was the creation of 3 muskie sloughs. These are areas of slow-moving backwater connected directly to the river. They provide critical habitat for a well-known sport fish, the muskellunge, or muskie for short. These sloughs allow muskie and other aquatic wildlife to get out of the strong current of the French Broad River so they can rest, shelter, find food, and breed. We know that muskie are already using these newly constructed sloughs, and in fact, they're coming from as far as 20 miles away, which is really cool. We also created a series of braided wetlands, which help filter pollutants, but also will provide great habitat for animals like salamanders, toads, frogs, turtles, and even bats. Additionally, we removed invasive plants, reforested the floodplain, and planted a pollinator meadow to help support our declining pollinator species, including the monarch butterfly. We also recently completed a restoration project at Carolina Memorial Sanctuary, which is a conservation burial ground that Conserving Carolina helped to protect in Mills River. At the sanctuary, we found that there was a former wetland on the site. At some point, that wetland was buried with almost a foot of fill dirt. As part of this restoration, we removed that fill and we actually brought the wetland back. As this land comes back to life with plants and animals, it also offers a place of healing and solace for the families that lay their loved ones to rest. These exciting recent projects add to our growing number of restoration sites in the French Broad River watershed that are now providing vital habitat and ecosystem services. In the headwaters of the French Broad River near Rosamond, we assisted with an ambitious project to regrade severely eroding stream banks. This restoration prevented tons of sediment from entering the French Broad River, helping to provide crystal clear, cold water where hellbenders, brook trout, and several native mussel species can now thrive. Around Flat Rock, we restored a stream and wetland at our Rush Mountain property. And we've also restored and enhanced several rare mountain bogs at 2 other sites in Flat Rock. These bogs provide habitat to some of our most endangered plants and animals. With all of that said, we've still got a lot of momentum. Looking forward, we already have 3 new restoration projects on the docket. We are planning a natural floodplain restoration on our Pleasant Grove property in Etowah. We're also in the planning phase for a floodplain restoration on the East Fork of the French Broad River near Rosamond. And we've just acquired a property in Mills River that is an excellent candidate for restoration. In addition to these upcoming projects, we're thinking more about the big picture. This fall, we were awarded a planning grant to prioritize the protection and restoration of other floodplain properties in the upper French Broad River watershed. This prioritization and planning project is sure to help facilitate dozens more beneficial restoration projects in the future. As you can see, with all of your help, we're making a real difference for the French Broad, and we know our continued efforts will make this river and our region even more beautiful and vibrant than it is today. Thank you for your support.